It's Barbie, bitches.
We got tom-toms over here bigger than a monster. We got tom-toms over here.
Hey dolls, I am coming to you with another tutorial. I know I've been on a hiatus, just been very busy, but I had the day off, so I decided to use my time wisely by trying to get out a few videos. I am going to zoom in for the look that we are going for today. This is our look. Just using a bunch of spring colors, greens, lilacs, and deep blues. And on my lips, I have none other than the Pink Friday lipstick by Nicki Minaj. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, stay tuned. And if you would like to get your hands on your very own Pink Friday lipstick, stay on a lookout for my contest video, which should be coming up shortly. Have a great day. Okay, so I already primed my eye with Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I used NYX Jumbo Stick and Milk as a base. And just go in with any lime green color you have, and you just want to go on the inner third of the eye. Do not go up to your crease, and just pat that color on for maximum color payoff. And I'm just using my 213 MAC brush, one of my favorites. So once you get that color laid the way you like, go in with any light color teal. I'm using Aqua by MAC, and I believe that's the Pro color. And just go right over that lime green color you put and just dab it on. And then go back in with that lime green and then just dab it back on. That Aqua is a matte color, so just to give it some more shine, we're going to just dab a little more of that lime green in the inner corner. Wipe that brush off and go in with a really light lilac color. And I'm using Beautiful Iris by MAC. And you want to just pat that right where that lime green and teal combo ends. Ever so lightly, and you just the width of the brush. Okay, so once you get that color laid the way you want it, kind of fade it into the inner corner color just so it can have a nice transition. And you do that by doing really light feather strokes. My eye is watering. Okay, and I'm going to take that lime green color, just darken it up a little bit more, and go back in with that Beautiful Iris. And fade it back in, and then just pat the color back on, because you may have lost some with fading it in. Next, go in with Stars and Rockets, a darker lilac color. And then pick up right where the Beautiful Iris left off. And again, using just the width of the brush. That's how wide you want it to be. And pack that color on. And once you get your desired intensity, you're going to do the same thing and fade that in to the Beautiful Iris, just so it has a nice transition. And then you may need to go back in with the Beautiful Iris just to re-enhance that color. But it's really important to fade it. Okay? Next, I am going to take a crease brush, and this one is by Ulta, and go in with a deeper purple, and I believe this color is Vibrant, Very Violet. So going in with that color, you just want to go on your outer V, and you want to trace it. And then just outline that outer V. until you get that desired intensity that you're looking for. Okay. Like so. And then I'm going to go in with my 223 brush and go in that very violet, add a little to it, and then I'm just going to smoke it out and blend it in the other colors. And with this, just take your time. Blend, blend, blend. Until you see a nice transition. Now to smoke out that outer corner a little bit more, go in with a deeper purple, and I'm going to use Top Hat by MAC, the same brush, and just go right over that very violet. And do you see how it just deepens it? I prefer to use this other than like carbon or a black shadow. Right now I'm just making sure that it matches up with the other eye. Okay, so once we have that, pick back up that flat brush, going in with Parfait Amour, I think this color is called. I'll list it in the description box. And then just fade that back in. Now for our crease color, I am going to use Hepcat. And then just go right in that crease. Just really blending that in. And now I'm going to take the Hepcat and I am going to dab it into a darker pink color. And I'm going to use Passionate by MAC. And I'm just going to keep repeating this until I get the desired intensity that I want in the crease. And I'm going all the way down into the inner corner. So just keep intensifying. Like so. And now I'm just going to strictly use the Hepcat and go over that. Like so. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush that I already use, and it's a clean brush. It just has a little just a fluffy brush, and then to just blend out that harsh line and prep it for our brow bone color. And I am going to use Motif for my brow bone if I can find the brush that I want to use. So using Motif, go right on that brow bone, dabbing it on, and then going down and in. And add a little bit at a time until you get the intensity that you want. Making sure the focus of the color is right at that arch point. Okay, so once you're satisfied with that, go back in with that 223 brush, not adding any color, and just blend the two to merge together. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to use a Technical Smooth Blue by MAC. And the outer corner, I'm going to go all the way in until about right before I reach a third of the eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a drugstore lime green and go in that inner corner. And I'm just going to keep going until I get the intensity that I desire. Next, I'm going to take just a generic eyeliner brush and going back in with that lime green, patting it on the inner corner. And then go back in with that aqua or any aqua light teal color you have, tealish blue. Go over that. And then just dab a little more of the lime green on top. And then I'm going to go in with Blue Flame by MAC. And starting from the outer lower lash line and go in. And you're going to go a little over that inner corner color. And you just keep doing this until you get the desired intensity. Okay, so off camera I'm going to line my upper lash line with Black Track by MAC and my waterline with Feline by MAC. And I'm going to add mascara and come back with the completed look. Stay tuned.